What's going on, guys? It is your boy Junior from PMP Customs coming back at you with another video. We're going to be talking about another 2024 Honda CRV transformation. Specifically, you guys have been asking for a full showcase, in-depth version when it comes to the front lights, which would be the fog light illumination, the three-piece hood illumination, and the fender lighting, the blacked out fender lighting. You guys have been asking me for a full-on diagram on how to install this, wire to wire. And I understand some of you guys want to install this in your home and you don't know how to install it. So if you guys want to copy exactly how I make my connections, do be warned, I do not use the plug and play harness. I do wire by wire, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So first off, we have to remove the three-piece panel. So as you can tell, I already removed the bumper. I didn't show it in the video because there are so many videos, like billions and hundreds of thousands of videos on YouTube how to remove the bumper of this vehicle. This is a 2024, same thing for a 2025 Honda CRV. You can go check those videos out and then come back here. As you can see in the video, I'm already showing you guys how to remove the left and right part of the three-piece panel. So each one is held in with a screw. After you remove that screw, you just have to pull towards you, not towards the front, but like in an angle. You'll see how I do it myself. Pull that way and it will come off. Why? It's because it has a clip that it hooks onto the panel. There's that clip. I'll go over it once more. There is one singular screw that you can get to after you remove the bumper. Once you remove that one screw, the only thing that's holding onto the panel is a clip that hooks onto it diagonally. So you cannot pull forward because you'll break the clip. You have to pull diagonal. Very simple process, very easy removal. I think the hardest part is removing the centerpiece that's actually clipped onto the bumper. It's not even hard. I'm just saying it's the hardest out of the three. This is something extra I do for my clients. It's just a quick tip. Maybe you guys want to do something similar. So I do have Dynomat rubber here. This is rubber that hardens over time, so it becomes kind of like plastic with the heat and all that. So I'm going to wrap it around this clip here and that hook over there. What this is going to do is that it's going to make it a lot more firmer. It's going to have that like permanent feeling when you tug on it and all that. It's not going to wiggle as much. That's something extra I do, but that doesn't mean you have to do it. But that's just my quick tip. So if you look closely, you can see that I did wrap the tab over there with the screw around with some Dynomat rubber. And then my wiring, of course, you'll always want to wrap your wiring with some electrical tape. That way it prolongs its life, you know, against water and all that. Water, salt, moisture, humidity, and obviously the heat, since it's close to the engine bay. It'll protect it from all that stuff. So it doesn't really hurt you to put some electrical tape on there. It'll only cost you like 30 seconds of your time. So just put it back as the original one was, and it's going to be a lot more firmer because of that Dynomat rubber. So when you lock in that panel, when you push it in and hook it in, you're going to use that exact same screw that you took off. You're going to put it back in. It's a plug and play, so it has the exact same frame, the exact same screw hole. You can see to me that I'm screwing it back in, and that's pretty much simple. That's pretty much it. All we have to focus now on is the middle part. Oh, and just for the record, just because the three-piece hood illumination panel is a little loose, that doesn't mean that it's faulty. Unfortunately, that's just how it's manufactured. You can tug on the factory one that you have on right now. The factory ones are also very wiggly. People just don't notice it. All right, so now on to the huge middle piece. You can also see that we already installed the Foglight Trim. I already showed you guys how to install that like twice in my prior videos. I'm not going to do it again, but I will show you guys how to wire it in the front. But this video is mainly about wiring and showing you guys the diagram. So to remove that huge middle piece off the bumper, it has screws, Phillips screws, a total of 4. Remove those. Here's a little time lapse of the job being done. But after you remove those 4 screws, all you literally have to do is just transfer the new one with the LED, clip it into place the same way the old one was, and screw the same 4 screws back in. Very simple process. I do have to mention and warn you guys, if you have a hybrid Honda CRV, if you guys don't know, the grille does change, and because of that fact, the three-piece hood illumination panel is not compatible with your vehicle. You'll see a lot of hybrids on my page with it. That's because I have to make some modifications for it. But because the grille changes, a lot of the screws changes, the dimension changes, and it's a very tight fit. Without modifications, it's not going to go in. So I'm just letting you guys know that it won't be plug and play anymore if you have a hybrid vehicle. It's doable. I've done it before, but you have to cut some stuff. You do have to make some modifications. But it's a very simple process if you have a regular Honda CRV, like a Sport. It only gets hard when you have a hybrid. So that's just a warning for you guys. Now that we got the three-piece hood illumination panels out of the way, we can now focus on the fender lighting. This is the LED smoked out LED reflector replacement for the yellow or red one. I think it's a yellow one that you have by factory. What you're gonna have to do here is you're gonna have to drill a hole into the actual fender. The reason for this is because you had a factory reflector. It was just a reflector. It had no lighting, meaning there was no wiring involved. So you do have to make a hole in order for the wiring to go through. You'll see exactly how I did it. And after that, it simply clicks into place. And with the same screw that you removed the factory reflector with, you will put that back in. You can see that it has a hook. You're gonna lock that hook in, and then you're gonna push the clip in, and that's it, you're done. You just have to run the wiring towards the engine bay. This is to meet up with all the other wiring depending on how much you bought. If you bought the Foglight illumination, the 3-piece hood illumination, and the fender lighting, you're going to have 6 sets of wiring. Every single color matches, so you don't have to worry about that. Red is red, yellow is yellow, white is white. Oh yeah, in the video you can also tell that I also wrap this wiring with electrical tape. I wrap everything with electrical tape. Okay, so now that you have all the wires met up to the engine bay, I'm going to be teaching you and showing you the diagram of the headlights of the Honda CRV 2024. This is so that you can connect your wiring. Now people may be asking, Junior, why don't you just use the plug and play harness that it comes with? I don't use that because my clients really love this look. I'm gonna put it on the screen. This Honda CRV look with the illumination, all of them being on without the headlights being on, is done by connecting them to the daytime running light. You have to hardwire this job. If you do the plug and play, it's only gonna turn on when you have the low beam on, and they won't be able to complement themselves. So in order to get this look, you do have to hardwire. If you don't want to hardwire and you have a plug and play harness, simply just connect it. But the only difference is that your lights won't turn on until you turn on the low beam. So the 3 wires that we're going to be looking for in the headlight is the DRL, also known as the daytime running light, the ground, and of course the signal lights. Alright, so for reliability reasons, I cannot tell you exactly what wire it is in your vehicle. I can tell you what wire it was on my vehicle. So this one, we're speaking about a hybrid 2024 Honda CRV. What you're going to do is you're going to turn on the hazards buttons. That's to, look for the signal lights, because hazards are signal lights. What I did is I disconnected the harness. That's why the signal lights turned off, but they're really still on. It's just that the plug isn't connected anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and look for the one that's blinking positive and negative. So with my probe tester, I probe tested every single wire, and I eventually, as you can see, I found the one that blinks red, red, red. So by hearing and seeing that pattern, we know exactly that that is our signal light wire. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what wire that was. So this gray/beige wire, that's going to be your signal light wire. This thick black wire is going to be your ground wire, and this yellow one is your daytime running light, your DRL. So with that information given to you, you know exactly that you have to connect your black wires, all those black wires that come from the illumination panels, connect them to the ground wire. The red wires that come from the panels, you're going to connect that to the daytime running light wire, which was the yellow one. And then the yellow wire that comes off of the illumination panels, which would be the signal light, you're going to connect that to the gray/brown wire that I showed in the beginning. But that's pretty much how the job should look. You guys can rewind that. Fun fact for you guys, I used 3 Honda CRVs to make this video. So this Honda CRV that I used to finish the video only wanted the Foglight illumination. You guys have seen how the whole kit looks. It would be the same idea if she had the 3-piece hood illumination and the fender lights. She just didn't want it. She just wanted the Foglight illumination. But you can see that the vehicle is on. The vehicle is on, but the headlights aren't on, and the lights are still on. They complement themselves, which is why the clients really love me to hardwire them, to have them look that way. But yeah, even if you turn on the headlights, they still stay on, but it's just, I guess it's a preference. But yeah, that's pretty much how you wire the job. Signal lights, all that stuff works as it should. That's how I do it. If you want to copy that, that is a direct diagram and a showcase on how to do it like Junior from PMP Customs does it. You guys know we do it best here at PMP. For any questions or quotes, give us a call.